This time we're going to do solving linear equations, just still the process of finding the value by rearranging the equation. And reminder from the one-step case, we still solve by doing the opposite to both sides, subtracting to remove an addition, adding to remove a subtraction, dividing to remove a multiplication, multiplying to remove a division, but this time we do more than one step at a time. So how do we know which ones to do? Well, our aim is to get the unknowns to one side and the numbers to the other. Usually 9 times out of 10 at years 9 and 10, that means we get rid of the addition or subtraction first and then divide out afterwards. So we'll work our way through them. They're all very, very simple and similar. So here we have two things happening to the x. First it is multiplied by 4, then 3 is added, and the answer is 31. Well, I get rid of the plus or minus first. I take it away from the left hand side, which means I take it away from the right hand side, and then that leaves me with the 4x on the left hand side, and 31 minus 3 is 28 on the right hand side. But I don't want what 4x is equal to, I want what x is equal to, so I divide out by 4. 28 divided by 4 is 7, so 7 is the answer for x. And that's pretty much what we do every time. Plus or minus gets removed first, multiplication gets removed second. Let's do another one. Okay, same as before, except this time the x is on the right. So we're moving from the right to the left because we want to get away from the x. So I need to take the 10 away from the 5x. That means we take it away from the 4. That leaves me minus 6 on the left hand side and 5x on the right after the 10 is taken away. Then we divide out the 5 because we're moving away from the x, not from left to right, away from the x. So minus 6 over 5 is equal to x. X is minus 6 over 5. Again, did the same in the second one I did in the first. I get rid of the plus or minus, then I divide out. It's just I'm moving away from the x, so I'm moving this side this time from right to left rather than from left to right. So there we have it. We rearrange the equation. The aim is to get the unknowns on one side and numbers to the other. It doesn't matter which side, and we're going to do the opposite operation each time to achieve it. Let's do some practice ones to see how they work in actual questions. So, first one. Remember, my aim is to get rid of the 6 and the 4 to find out what the value of x is. Well, I get rid of the 4 first. Add 4 to both sides, gets rid of it from the left, puts it on the right. Then I want what x is, so I divide out the 6. And 36 divided by 6 is 6. So the answer is x is equal to 6. Second one, same as before, except that the x is on the right, my unknown's on the right, so I get rid of the plus or minus from my unknown by taking away 14, gives me minus 6, and that is equal to the 3x that's left. I divide out away from the x, so I divide by 3, and I get x is equal to minus 2. Last couple. So this time the x is on the left, my unknown is on the left, so I get rid of the plus or minus by taking it away from both sides. That tells me that 7x is equal to 4. I divide out the 7 to find what x is, and it's 4 over 7. No problem with being a fraction, that happens all the time. And last one, get rid of the plus or minus, but this time there's 14x and it's having 6 added. The fact that the 6 is at the front doesn't stop it being the addition. So we take the 6 away to leave the 14x, and that's equal to 13 minus 6, 7. And then I divide out by 14, and 7 over 14 is a half. Although mostly at year 9 and 10 you can leave 7 over 14. And that's basically it. We rearrange, doing opposite operations, and generally we do the addition or subtraction first and then divide out afterwards.